Hey everyone, Billy Ribeiro here. Today is Monday, July 4th. So happy 4th to all of you guys, and hope you guys are enjoying your day with the family and having a good time and getting ready for this week on the market, right? So here we go, fam. So I just wanted to go over a trade we had on SPY on Friday. It's not only because it was a trade on SPY, right? It's because of it implies the system that I've developed over the years and how to trade the system and how to trade when you have a gap up or a gap down, right? Or when something is right in the middle between the previous day high and low, when something's right in the middle. So what is the best trade? What is the best place to take the trade, to the upside or to the downside, to buy calls or puts, to go long or to go short? All right, and this is that example here. We're gonna go over SPY, like I said, and and this is very important too, family. So you know, I'm pretty sure I taught you guys before, how to trade dojis. And then as you guys could see here, Thursday, we had a doji on the daily chart, right? And you guys know how much I talk about the 5 and 9 on the daily. If it's trading way below the 5 and 9, so it's waiting for a strong support to go long. If it's trading above the 5 and 9, so it's waiting for a good resistance and go short, right? So, but here's the previous high and low of day, right? And we have the weekly chart right here, but we're not doing anything off the weekly for right now. So all I want to focus on the daily chart and intraday price action. So, okay, as you guys could see here, so on Friday, we opened right in between. So right in the middle, right? Right here on this range, 376.71, where the high of day was, the previous day was 380.62, the low day, 372.56. So, and then, I remember on the chat just being like, family, so we're going to have some early trades here, which I did which I did take this first call, right? And then, and then I had called these levels to the pennies, right? So I had these levels, like the short-term trades. And then I was like, family, if you guys want to make money, right? Not wanting it to be a quick trade. So we got to wait for these levels, right? I had this 373.78 and I had this 372.76. To the upside, I said, family, the best place is to short off of the previous day high, which unfortunately it wasn't the very best trade, but hey, it was a winning trade, right? So we got about 82 cents, not much, right? But um it would have still been able to call you know the calls and puts on this, right? Just waiting for the extensions. And that's the thing. So whenever things like this happens, whenever it gaps up or down, that's right in the mid range from the previous day, family. The best thing you do is you just wait for these levels to hit. Same thing with dojis. How do you trade dojis? You know, and then I did mention that the money was going to be to the upside since we were trading below the 5 and 9. If you guys look at the 5 and 9 EMA here, look, the 9 was at 381.06, the 5 at 350.84. So in the higher, this candle was 381.72. So pretty close, right? So to the 9. And then I even said, let's just be careful with the short, right? Short, shorting whenever we have a gap down. I know there's a lot of gurus, a lot of people freaking out, like don't buy, stocks, don't buy calls, don't do this, don't do that. Listen, with me, we trade calls, we trade puts every single day. It doesn't matter what the market's gonna do. It doesn't matter if you're hitting recession or whatever. There's always money to be made to the up and downside. So at the end of the day, all you need to do is this: So what is my account size? Is it a small account? Am I trying to build a small account? If so, all you want to do is you want to wait for extensions. You want to wait for extreme levels to take the trade. So that way you don't have to be quick as far as getting in and out, right? If you don't have the PDT rule, listen, you could be making money, all day here, all day long, and to the up and down side while you're holding the calls off of this, right off of this 370, 378, holding calls and scalping puts, right? Because remember, we do use our standard risk for SPY, which is about $1.50. Had we taken the trade at 370, 378, given $1.50, that would have brought us to 372.28, which is was more than enough here, right? It would have kept us on the trade, with no problem. So, and I also did have this level right here because the way I trade is, it's a little advanced. So as I like to buy into, if I'm buying calls, I'd like to buy into red candles and sell green. So I don't care about grabbing the very low, the very bottom, as I care about buying the red candles, because that's when I get the most out of the premium if I'm buying puts, right? So that's when I'll pay the cheapest. And when I'm selling the puts, I want to sell into pushes because that's when I'm selling for the highest price. And you guys know how option works, right? So with all the data decay, with the implied volatility, it increases, it decreases. So, and then if you wait and then it gets choppy and then it's $2 higher than, a price we're thinking about sell and the price is the same. So when you're dealing with options, there's so much like involved. And one of the things that's funny too is a lot of times, I'm not saying all the time, that's when, a little bit of the Greeks knowledge, comes into play. Because a lot of times, like, even though the trend, let's say, for an example, the trend is to the downside, but the money is to the upside. And when you're trading options, and why is that? The market makers know, they see all the orders coming in, and they're going to start manipulating the puts, right? So they're going to start like charging a lot of money for the puts. As it comes down, a little pullback, it loses like a lot of its value, right? That's just the way it is. That's just the game we're playing, and if you guys are not happy with that, unfortunately, the only way to solve that problem is by trading equity. So if you're trading equity, so how much will you need to trade in order to make like 10, 20K trading SPY? Oops, let's just make it easier. How much will it take for you to make $1,000 trading, SPY? If you're trading equity, do the math, right? So which with options, with 2 contracts, 3 contracts, you can easily make that money a day. But like I said, it's not about buying every single pullback, right? It's just you're waiting for time and distance. What do I mean by time and distance, family? So if you guys want to grab a call, let's say you guys want to grab a call right here, right? Where's my next, like my first strong like resistance? It's at the VWAP. Even though this one, we can count this as a resistance, but we know it's eventually the VWAP. So if I want to buy a call here to the VWAP, okay, I got about $1.72, right? But let's say, because this is the reversal, of course, but I'm just saying overall, if you want to buy a call here, knowing that we're going to find resistance at the VWAP, we only got about 21 cents. Let's say you bought it as it broke this quick double top here, you bought a call. And then listen, you got 46 cents and you got chopped out. So that's when, you got to wait for time and distance. You got to time it right, and you got to have enough distance. So that's how you make a lot of money. That's how you maximize the premium and you maximize the trade, right? So, and at the same time, so that was a doji, right? So, and when you're trading dojis, how do you trade dojis? the way you trade dojis is simply by, okay, so we have the highs, we have the lows. Whatever level hits first, you take the trade. But then you can be like, Billy, but hey, it didn't quite hit the low of day. But listen, but that's when it all comes down to risk to reward, right? It all comes down to, listen, institutions, this works 95% of the times. But remember, institutions, they know that, okay, the people that really trade, the smart money, that follow the smart money like ourselves, they know that we're waiting for that perfect test, right? So what happens is they don't let it get there, right? They get in early and a lot of orders sitting to be triggered right at the low, and it never triggers. So which means retail traders, they miss the bus, right? So yeah, so that was, yeah, like this was the perfect trade, in order to just go over, some mindset, the mindset of institutions, the mindset of your system. Do you have a system that is consistently profitable? So what is your standard risk? Because the biggest stupidity, excuse my French, I don't mean to be rude, is just getting into a trade, not knowing where your enemies are. Which I mean is, if you're buying calls, who's your enemy? Resistance. If you're buying puts, who's your enemy? Support. You gotta know where they are, and you have to know. You gotta give it a standard risk. And if you're buying calls at a support, you have to know where the next support is in case you get, institutions are trying to push it lower. You got to be prepared. It's like going to war. It's like going into a fight, right? I'm a brown belt in BJJ, so even though I haven't been training for a while, but it's just like me going to the gym, like fighting, rolling with a partner, right? And just like, okay, I'm gonna go over there, I'm gonna cut the distance, I'm gonna take him down, go to side mount, try to mount him, and like put an arm triangle choke or whatever, or a lapel choke, not thinking, not being prepared for a counterattack, right? So that's why it's extremely important to always be ready for the worst. So why do we always succeed on the trade? Because we're always prepared for the worst, which means is we enter the trade already knowing what's the worst thing that could happen, and we're already prepared, to add and buy and sell into those levels, right? And how did we figure that out? Just by watching the smart money trade over, and over again. So this is how you beat Wall Street. This is how you get consistently profitable every single day. And family, so if whoever you're following, if you're not consistently profitable every single day, you know what? Something's not right. If you hear a guru saying like this market is impossible to trade, you know what? Stop following the person. If you're on a trade alert service that they're losing money 90% of the times, you know what? Cancel your subscription, because this market is easy. This market is profitable if you know how to trade. Listen, any retard can trade a training market. You don't have to be smart, right? You buy calls, you buy the shares, and you buy some time out, and you're sitting right there just waiting for it to go up, just waiting for the price to increase. Any retard can do that. But can any of the gurus you guys follow trade this market right here? I highly doubt it, but we can. We can, and we do every single day, day in, day out. No excuse, no BS. It's just straight up trading the smart money, following the smart money, doing what they do, right? Okay, family. So this is it. This is what I have for today. If you guys can please like, subscribe, comment on the video. So let me know if there's anything that you guys want me to post. I'll be looking into that. And all right, Shalom until the next one. Be safe. I'll see you guys.